Well, right now, we're going to get into a little bit of house music. And first of all, before we get into the house music, Anthony, can you please introduce yourself and tell us what happened actually 2 weeks ago up in Washington Heights?
Well, I'm the founder and CEO, as you mentioned, of Rapid Realty Franchise LLC, and we're a franchise real estate company. And in fact, we went from one location to 60 locations over the past 30 months. And Inc. magazine named us one of the fastest growing companies in America. And what you witnessed 2 weeks ago was one of our grand openings of two of our newest franchisees, two ex-Navy guys that opened up right around the corner, actually, over here in Washington Heights. So it was a spectacular event. A couple hundred people came down, some local politicians. Of course, Kimberly, you were there. And so it was just great. And it's really a phenomenon because what we did was we grew the company during the recession, during the worst economic collapse, really when real estate had a black eye and nobody really thought anything positive about real estate. We actually grew the brand. And we really grew organically. It was mostly people from within the organization, people that lost their jobs. We started employing people. Forbes named us number 69, one of the top 100 companies that employed people during the recession. So we're pretty proud of being able to do all those things, put people in homes and give people jobs.
Yeah, and I noticed when I was up there, listeners, the place was packed. Every square inch was packed. And let me tell you, the people who work for Mr. Lolli were very happy. I mean, the camaraderie, the level of energy, there was no animosity. Everyone's like, big up, how you doing? Everyone's speaking to each other. The cars parked in front was, whoa. I'm like, heavy hitters. And I made my way through the room, and I met Boley and
right. Jeffrey,
yes,
right.
Jeffrey, and their spouses and their children.
Yeah.
And I think that they're going to be very, very successful. That's a prime location that they have right there.
Absolutely.
And I'm so proud of them. So they're ex-military people?
They're ex-military people, and, we're a real franchise through and through. So, it's kind of like Domino's. If you never made a pizza before, they put you through pizza school. We do the same thing. Like, you don't have to know anything about real estate. You come within our organization. We teach you all the tricks of the trade. And then we put you in a franchise where you actually become the CEO of your own franchise company. And if franchising is so hard to get into. I mean, you have to be, if you look online, if you want to own a Papa John's or whatever it is, you have to be worth $1 million, and you're talking about a $500,000 build out with the store. Our franchise concept is very modest. And the reason why everyone's happy is because everyone's making money.
That's what's up. It's so important. And your energy as a boss, I have to say, he stays connected to his roots. He hasn't forgotten where he's come from. He always, whenever I see him, he's smiling. If he's having a bad day, we're unaware of it. I know you're only human, but sure. Not only is he into real estate, I understand that you have a production company. Absolutely. And you're working on tell me about this reality television show that you're blooming. That
there's a lot. I mean, Carlos, maybe you can talk about it a little bit.
Well, it's an interesting concept. There's plenty of shows out there. First of all, real estate is very, very heavily on television right now. Anything from $1 Million Listing to shows on Bravo like Shahs of Sunset, where it's about the Persian community, but every single one of them does real estate.
Right.
And when you look at networks like HGTV, there's shows like House Hunters and House Hunters International that have been on television for a long, long time. And speaking of House Hunters, so the production company that produces that show, which happens to be the longest running real estate reality TV show on television now, they're the same company that's doing our show. So they approached us about doing a show based on rentals in New York City, which is real estate. We like to call what we do rentals for the rest of us. So while there's other shows that focus on the 1%, we focus on the 99%. Okay. We deal with your person moving into the city, has a new job, a new student, roommates, share situations, and there's so many different angles that the show can go in because it follows not only characters like the real estate agents that are showing the spaces, but it also follows a new business owner, a new franchisee. It follows some veteran people. It shows the camaraderie, but it also shows the competition and some of the controversy and the different things and the struggles that people go through. You're looking at a new agent who depends on landing this deal because it's a commission-based business to pay their rent, and everything is kind of hanging in the balance there. So it's really an interesting concept. And in addition to that, of course, there's myself and Anthony and what we do and our lifestyle and some of the things we're doing doing, and some of the high stakes negotiations that we're involved in. So it kind of caters to multiple demographics of people looking to kind of get a real glimpse of what the real world is like in real estate in New York City.
Yeah, because I watch those shows and the Flip It's and all of that. And
Right.
I've always had an interest in real estate ever since I was a child. And I just danced around it. And finally, I got on board with you guys and I started the classes. And I'll say it's a whole different culture, real estate. And with the right grooming and with the right tools, you can make it or you can break it. It's all up to you. But I have to give you guys such props for the way that you do it. Before you arrived, Carlos, I was on YouTube and I saw your video and you were just telling people why to choose Rapid Realty.
Right.
And there were all these blue bubble clouds coming out from behind you.
It's called Our Training is the Best. It's a video on our YouTube channel. We made it a few years ago, but yeah, I mean, we like to highlight some of the things that we do for our agents coming in, and that stuff was what used to happen years ago. Now it's changed, and there's so many more tools. But yeah, we have our own personal videographer.
Well, what makes us different, really, is what we call co-opetition, where we can compete with each other, but we can cooperate with each other at the same time. Most real estate firms are very cutthroat, and like they steal from each other and all sorts of weird things. We don't like to do business like that. We have like an each one teach one type of environment. That's why when you join the company, you're embraced and everything is like on the arm. Like we'll welcome you. We'll pay for your classes. We'll pay for your training. You'll come to all sorts of free events. I mean, in fact, we have a big company ski trip coming up. We're all going up to Camelback Mountain. We're giving out awards for everyone's achievements. And
we also have a grand opening happening on Saturday,
this Friday.
On Friday.
This Friday is another grand opening.
Where?
You're welcome to come to.
Brooklyn
on Fort Hamilton Avenue.
Okay.
Parkway.
Fort Hamilton Parkway, rather. What's the address there? I forget it.
It's on Fort Hamilton Parkway and 70th Street or something.
Yeah, they can check our Facebook.
I was going to say, can they go to your Facebook page
go
and
to
see?
Facebook,
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, everyone's welcome to come there, and then we have an after party. It's all love with our organization. You know what it is? It's like when people join Rapid, you know, they give their best. When people join other companies, they save the best for when they're going to start their own company.
Got you.
So when they come and join us, they know they can actually grow with the brand. So we kind of shifted our mentality many years ago, about 3 years ago, before we started franchising, because we started noticing we were losing top talent. They were leaving and going to other firms or leaving to start their own company. So we figured out a way where you can actually make this your permanent career and your permanent home and invite your friends and your family. And that's why you'll notice there's a lot of brothers, sisters, husbands, wives.
Yeah.
They work together in the organization. And really, you know, technically you're an independent contractor, but you know you all work with each other, and people come in. They have more fun in the office and in the environment than going home is boring.
And just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, when you see the offices, because I get around, I had knee surgery, so I was a little, you know, under the weather. But now that I'm able to get around, there are real estate offices that are humongous. 2 floors, coffee station, sandwich station, brochures, video cam, all this stuff. Yours is very simple, compact, and efficient. Absolutely. You get in there, you do what you got to do, and you get out.
That's what it is. We're like the Subway sandwich of franchising. You know, the other stuff is just over elegant for us. You know, for us, it's like we're just showing apartments, guys. It's nothing. It's not. They're 200 to 500 square feet. They're really cool looking stores, though.
Yes, they are.
They have glass storefronts, glass closing tables, because we really teach that transparency where everything's out in the open.
Yes,
That's really the whole aesthetics. And instead of having that high overhead, we reward our franchisees and agents with higher commissions, so we can afford to give higher commissions because we don't have that overhead that some of the larger places have.
Yeah, and there's a certain establishment of trust.
That's right.
When the people can actually see your facial expressions behind those closed doors.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
You're always under the camera, always under the camera. Once again, you're listening to Kimberly Not Kim on Conscious Vibes, and we're joined here today with Mr. Anthony Lolli, the owner, founder of New York Rapid Realty Company, and also also Mr. Carlos Angelucci. If you'd like to give us a call, you can dial in at 212-650-6903. Once again, that's 212-650-6903. Anthony, do you have a Twitter that you have people that if you want them to follow you or whatever, you can?
They can go to AnthonyLolli.com. That's LOLLI.
Okay.
They can go to RapidNYC.com. They can Google Anthony Lolli. Everything comes up. All the articles we're in. We have a Facebook page, which is Facebook.com/Rapid Realty. And then there's also my personal Facebook, page. You're more than welcome to friend request me, and you can see I post things all the time.
Yes.
Because I want to share in my success, and I want people to know that it's attainable. And success is a lifestyle that you can adopt, and it's all the power of positive thinking. That's
Correct.
really what it is.
That is true.
It truly is the secret. When you apply it, things come to life.
That is true. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that positive thinking, conscious vibes. It all comes together right here between the hours of 5 and 6 p.m. every Tuesday on WHCR 90.3 FM, the one and only voice of Harlem. And you're listening to your girl, Kimberly, not Kim. Let's get it on.